The perception of a corruption-free American government often stems from a lack of visible, low-level bribery. At the foundational level of administration, clerks and local officials rarely solicit small bribes because the personal cost of losing a pension and destroying one's credit far outweighs the minor financial gain. However, a move toward the upper echelons of power in Washington, D.C. reveals a sophisticated system where money is legally transformed into political speech. Lobbying stands as the primary pillar of this system. Instead of illicit envelopes of cash, corporations and interest groups employ professional lobbyists to influence legislation through expensive dinners, private gatherings, and the promise of massive political donations. Under the protection of the Constitution, buying policy influence is not viewed as a crime, but as an exercise of free speech. This shift in definition removes the moral stigma of bribery, rebranding it as a policy suggestion. The revolving door serves as another ingenious mechanism for long-term interest exchange. High-ranking officials, such as those overseeing military procurement, may appear incorruptible during their tenure. Yet, after retirement, they frequently transition into multi-million-dollar roles as board members or consultants for the very companies they once regulated. This represents a delayed payment for services rendered while in office, creating a seamless bond between state power and private capital. Financial influence reached new heights following a 2010 Supreme Court ruling that gave birth to super PACs. By establishing the logic that corporations are people and money is speech, the law now allows for unlimited spending on political advertisements. Although these organizations cannot give money directly to candidates, their ability to flood the airwaves ensures that massive conglomerates can steer elections without ever facing a charge of bribery. Simultaneously, members of Congress often achieve investment returns that surpass professional financiers. Despite laws intended to curb insider trading, the penalties for violations remain negligible. This allows lawmakers to trade stocks based on non-public information regarding upcoming subsidies or national crises, effectively harvesting public wealth through the financial markets. This systemic structure is reinforced by the Iron Triangle, a symbiotic relationship between congressional committees, government agencies, and interest groups. This cycle explains why healthcare costs remain high and military spending continues to break records, as the regulations are written by the very industries they are meant to govern. In this environment, corruption is no longer an individual vice, but a feature of the system's architecture. By embedding these practices into the law, the system protects its own growth while making fundamental reform nearly impossible, as every complex regulation represents a legal stake for a powerful entity.